It's one of the quietest, but also one of the most profound moments you can ever share with another living being. That moment when you feel like you're falling apart, and then they just come to you. It isn't just an instinct, it's a language, and it tells the entire story of the bond you share. So picture this. You're sitting on the floor, it could be 2 in the morning, maybe you just got some really bad news. You haven't said a single word. You don't need to. And then before you can even really process it, you hear that quiet sound of paws on the floor. And they're there. They didn't overhear a phone call. They certainly didn't read a text message. But somehow, in that moment, they knew you needed them. So the question is, how? How in the world did they know? Well, the answer isn't some kind of magic. It's actually something far more real. It's a quiet conversation that's always happening between the two of you, one that's written in biology, in your shared history, and in a bond so deep that science is really only now just starting to understand it. Back in 2018, a study gave us this incredible window into their world. Scientists put dogs on one side of a closed door and had their owners start crying on the other. And the dogs, they didn't just whine. They actively worked to push through that door to get to the person they love. They weren't just reacting to a sound. They were problem solving, just to get to you. But here's the part that'll really get you. It was hidden in their biology. The dogs who managed to break through actually had lower levels of stress hormones. Just think about what that means for a second. They weren't panicking with you. They were keeping themselves calm so they could help you with your stress. They literally became the calm in your storm. Now, that's not just a pet. That's a partner. There's a scientific term for this. It's called emotional contagion. And it's pretty much the most fundamental form of empathy. When a dog hears you cry, their own body can get flooded with stress hormones, too. Your sadness becomes a physical reality inside of them. So you see, they don't just see your pain. On a biological level, they feel it right along with you. So, okay, they feel your pain. But what they choose to do next? Well, that's where their language truly begins. Because every little action they take is a specific message, a different way of showing up for you when you need it most. You know, think about when your dog just comes and presses their body against yours, that gentle, steady weight. That's actually a behavior called contact comfort, and it's not just a nice feeling. That physical pressure has been proven to lower your cortisol levels, your main stress hormone. Your dog, with no training at all, is basically giving you a kind of emotional first aid. They're making themselves into your anchor. Or what about when they start to lick your face or your hands? That gesture comes from the most ancient, instinctual part of them. It's a caregiving behavior. It's what a mother dog does to soothe her puppies. It's a language that's so much older than words. And it really only means one thing. You are mine, and I'm going to take care of you. But then there's the one that can feel almost a little confusing. Right in the middle of your deepest sadness, they walk over and drop their favorite squeaky toy in your lap. It isn't a distraction, it's an offering. I mean, think about it. For them, that toy is one of their most valuable possessions. So by giving it to you, what they're really saying is, I have no idea how to fix this, but I am giving you the absolute best thing that I have. And then sometimes they do nothing at all. They just sit and they watch you. Please, don't ever mistake that stillness for not caring. Because when you hold their gaze, something really remarkable is happening. Science has shown that a mutual stare like that releases oxytocin, the bonding hormone, in both of your brains. In their quiet presence, they aren't just witnessing your pain. They are actively choosing to bond with you right there inside of it. This connection, it runs so much deeper than just behavior. It's literally wired into their senses, into their brains. Your dog is reading your emotions through a sensory world we can barely even imagine. They can literally smell the stress hormones in your scent, in your tears. They can hear the tiniest fractures in the tone of your voice. They see the subtle shift in the way you hold yourself. For them, your feelings aren't invisible. They're signals being broadcast all the time. And maybe the most profound proof of all comes from inside the brain itself. A neuroscientist named Gregory Burns actually trained dogs to lie perfectly still in an MRI machine. And he discovered that just the scent of their owner would light up the reward center of their brain in the exact same way a human brain lights up when we feel love. So when you start to put all of these pieces together, a really beautiful truth starts to emerge. Your dog's response when you cry, it isn't just pure instinct. It's history. It's your history together. It was built during every quiet walk, every evening you spent on the sofa, every single time you looked at them and they just looked right back. You both built this connection, one small, quiet moment at a time. You know, they don't need to understand your human problems, the job, the loss, the fear, because what they understand is you. When they come to you in that dark moment, they aren't trying to fix anything. They're doing the only thing that truly, truly matters. They're choosing to sit with you in the pain, and in their own quiet way, they're just saying, "You are not alone. I am here." And in the end, that's all any of us really need, isn't it? The next time you look at them, just remember that quiet presence in your life is one of the deepest and truest forms of love you will ever know.